What's up, everybody? I'm Jonathan Sewell Sales here at Mitchell Mazda on the Boulevard in Enterprise, and the Mazda information just keeps on coming. I was here just a couple of nights ago, I guess, to talk about the future of Mazda. All the while, we've got Mazda crossover information, specifically CX-5 information. And so we're going to jump into that in just a minute. But it's been a busy week. There's more information of Mazda. We're getting really close to all the cats coming out of the bag, as they say, as we say in America. And so we're getting close. Big news coming in October. Big news out today. And big news about what we're talking about today coming in December. So stay tuned.
More car vids. More car vids.
Another Mazda crossover update is, I think, what I'm calling these, because we're getting more and more information about new crossovers, about existing crossovers, about slight changes, future plans, all of these big news. And today we're talking about the current CX-5. That's right, not what will be the CX-50 or the CX-70 or any of that. It's the current CX-5. So let me give you a timeline here. On September 2nd, it was released by Creative Trend out of Japan that the 2022 CX-5 would receive a facelift, a refresh. That would be bumpers or front bumper, grille, front and rear lights, so headlights and taillights, and they would be introducing a more rugged off-road model. I touched on this briefly the other night, or actually that video went live today, on the future of Mazda. However, we now, fast forward almost a week, September 8th, a China company, AutoSpy, has released, in fact, that 2022 CX-5 with the updates. Take a look at these pictures here. So we are fortunate to see that the front grille is a little bit smaller, and by that, it's not as drastic on the edges. It's more squared off, as you can see. And this is very reminiscent of the CX-30, as we'll compare in just a minute, and very reminiscent of the spy shots of the CX-50. So we'll take a look at that and compare those side by side in just a moment. But also notice how sleek the headlights are. And those are actually dual beamed headlights. So from what I understand, they wanted to have adaptive low and high beams, and these are projector beams, but they're also dual LED beams, so a completely new headlight. And all we can gather from this refresh is that they're wanting their crossovers, specifically the latest and greatest CX-30, the latest Kodo design there, to match now the CX-5 and the CX-50 that's forthcoming. So, perfect thing to do, with exception of some model and package changes and some rotations of wheels and things like that. Since 2017, we haven't seen an update at all on the CX-5, so this was a good refresh, a perfect time for this slight change, and this will definitely get us through all of next year, as the new CX-50 should be debuting somewhere in the late summer, early fall of 22 as a 23 model. Now, as I talked about on today's video, shot a couple of nights ago, I do expect the CX-5 and the CX-50 to be on the market at the same time. So these are going to look similar. And as you notice, this would be the first picture here is like a touring or a sport, and you can see that the lower bumper is a little bit different as well, but also the back tail lights look pretty sharp, and those are very reminiscent. They're more long and slender there, as like a katana blade, more like the CX-30. And there was two other spy shots on another model, and this is a beautiful new color. But before we jump into the color, look at those wheels. Those are a throwback to the pizza wheels, and I'm in love. Of course, you look at this model here, and it's kind of hard to tell, but the top of that grille there is chrome instead of color keyed like we're accustomed to. And of course, there is a little bit of a longer extension, which is very CX-30-esque. Again, the dual beam LEDs just look amazing. And this color is called Zircon Sand. It's Zircon Sand Metallic, actually. And I hope that we see this in the US because I'm in love with this color. It's almost a play off of the ceramic that we had previously in the Miata and the CX-3. But this is replacing titanium flash, which we have not had in America in a couple of years. And not on the CX-5. So I hope that we get this new color, even though we didn't have titanium flash. This one, of course, is a higher model, as you see the sensors across the front bumper and the wheels. Speaking of those wheels, I think that we have to do a comparison now with the spy shots from California. And let's get started with these wheels. Now, I don't think that on this CX-5, like we were able to read, the quality on these spy photos wasn't that good. And these, to me, look like 19-inch wheels. However, we know on the vehicle that we saw in California that you see here with all the camo on it, that those were 20-inch wheels. Very similar design, but these are in fact different wheels, as you can tell, because same style wheel, again, wanting that CX-50 and CX-5 to look alike, same style wheel, but these out of China are a little bit wider there at the as the pizza slices fan out, they get a little bit wider. But very similar design, and like I said, you have a 19-inch wheel and a 20-inch wheel this spy shot, and you can see from comparing them here that they're very similar wheel designs. Also, if you look at this picture of the front of that vehicle that we saw in California, very similar front grille. So I know that the logo was blacked out and everything was a little bit darker, but I think these are going to be almost identical grills. Not really sure how the signature wing is going to stretch across the headlights there, because it looks like on this one from California that it had the wing coming up under the headlights, whereas on this new one, it does not have the wing come up under. Now, of course, that's one big difference also between this new redesigned or refreshed, facelifted CX-5 and the CX-30. The CX-30 had the signature wing come all the way up under the headlights. So still have some differences there, but all in all, a lot more similar than what was in the past. And this new CX-50 is going to be very similar as well. So I'm excited about this. I'm excited about new colors. Maybe we'll see it in America. I've already heard information from my buddy Sean in Ontario that this color is coming on some of their 2022 orders, such as the CX-3 and the Mazda 3. So I hope that it also gets passed on to us and passed on to the CX-5, a nice neutral cream, light gray, whatever it's going to be, but zircon sand, really nice. So that's all I've got for you today. Excited that we're getting new features, new appearance on the CX-5. All the while, we're waiting for the news to drop about the CX-50. So that's all I've got on this Mazda crossover update. I am Jonathan Sewell at Mitchell Mazda on the Boulevard in Enterprise, and I'll be here to report all the latest on Mazda, all the latest on new crossovers, and we'll continue to share our Mazda passion. Give me a subscribe and a like if you appreciate this information, and always ding the bell so that you'll be notified as every new video drops. And I'll be right here waiting, and I'll see you on the next one.